So it's come to my attention that no one actually understands what has started World War III, why it's happening, where we are at, and what the possible endings are. I'm not here to tell you history about why things are set up the way they are set up. I'm telling you why things are moving right now and what the outcomes will be based on the choices you make. So the driving force of all of this is the green energy transition. And I know you know it was in the zeitgeist years ago, and it led to us electing Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, which officially began that with the National Infrastructure Bill that invested in the electric vehicles and the infrastructure to power them. In that same month, the United States agrees to join the World Plastic Treaty, which I forgot the official name for. And now think about this. This is not just one nation transitioning from gasoline that they could sell in another nation. This is a global treaty to eliminate an entire category of gasoline byproduct from the economy. And a month later, Biden signs the first executive order to begin taking active movement against plastic in America. Treaty, no treaty, it's just happening. It's 2 months after that, the invasion of Ukraine. And I bet you hadn't heard at least half as much about the green energy transition since that day. And probably less than that. So you have to remember a third of the economy or more of Russia and many of these Middle Eastern nations we know is dependent on oil. And like in America, many parts of America, the strategy is often to maintain a public that is very unwell educated, which is a contraction. And we can't forget that our billionaires are heavily invested in these fossil fuel industries as well as the hospitals that treat the sicknesses from the plastics. Billions and billions of dollars. Now, if you recall, that entire war's purpose was to make us dislike Joe Biden. If you remember the expensive propaganda Russia was pushing across America to attempt. But all along, it's not really working. And they're working on this world treaty. Everyone is. And by the end of it, they've determined the 500 of the most dangerous of these forever chemicals that are in the plastic that they're just going to completely eliminate from the economy, exponentially improve the health of the global people. And they're supposed to be done by 2024, but we'll get there. So that's why they have to start things off in the big Emmy. And because they were so successful in these targeted propaganda campaigns that just spread lies about Kamala Harris, they were successful. And they got Joe Biden too. Of course, being that they own the oil and the food in your apartment, they're able to manipulate the economy to ensure that result of the election. Ensure isn't really a fair word, but I mean, it's kind of what they did. So of course, the final signing of the treaty was delayed until right after the election here in America, and I believe we didn't even go in the United States. And Russia was successful in getting the whole thing canceled. And if you want to know when that was the exact same day that he came to America for the first time, and who knows how long, and got the red carpet rolled out for him. So if you're still not believing this, you're coping. You're not even in the room. You're coping so hard. So there's 3 ways this ends. Option 1 is we allow the Republicans and corporate Dems to take us back to business as usual. Because if you remember, by the end, the Dems, the Democratic Party, they were just as much a reason that Biden was kicked out of the race and that Kamala Harris lost as the Republicans or anyone else. All that was for nothing. You will one day, plastic will be your unmaker. Option 2 is we fight to finish this world treaty, get the plastic out to do this green energy transition, and we wait for them to do the next thing to us. Because this all probably started, the cow and the plastic, right when we started to figure out what was happening with the lead that was in the pipes since Roman times. Because having a debilitated brain makes you easier to control. This is not just about your health or it's about controlling your action. And the people behind number 2 are still the billionaires of today, so that's basically what we did last time. Or finally, we could have real war trials that really actually are holding these people accountable so they don't do it again, or their families. I mean, we're so ready to imprison a person who's unalived one person for their whole life, but all of a sudden I'm saying we should imprison everyone in that person's whole family because they have been massacring everyone on Earth for the entire time that family has been wealthy.